What if I told you that the power to change the world lies within you? Yes, you, right now. Not tomorrow, not when you have more money, not when you're more famous or influential, but right now, as you are. The world doesn't change through grand gestures alone. It changes when ordinary people like you and me decide to take action, to live out the principles and values we believe in. The truth is, if you want to see a difference in the world, you need to be that difference. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. We live in a world that is constantly evolving, but too often we sit back and wait for someone else to make the changes we want to see. We complain about injustice, inequality, and the lack of compassion in society. But how often do we look inward and ask ourselves, what am I doing to change this? It's easy to point fingers, to blame governments, institutions, and other people for the world's problems. But the reality is that true change starts with each and every one of us. When Mahatma Gandhi said, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world," he was issuing a challenge to every individual. He was telling us that we cannot wait for others to fix the issues we care about. We must take it upon ourselves to be the catalysts for change. It's not enough to hope for a better world. We must actively participate in creating it. The first step in being the change you wish to see in the world is to embrace the power of personal responsibility. This means recognizing that you have the ability and the obligation to make a difference. It's about understanding that your actions, no matter how small, can have a profound impact on the world around you. Too often we adopt a victim mentality, believing that we are powerless to change our circumstances or the world at large. We see ourselves as small players in a big world, and we think that our actions don't really matter. But this mindset is a trap. It keeps us stuck. It keeps us passive. And it keeps us from realizing our true potential. To be the change, you must shift your mindset from that of a victim to that of a victor. You must see yourself as a powerful force for good, capable of influencing the world in meaningful ways. This shift is crucial because it transforms how you approach life. Instead of waiting for things to happen to you, you start making things happen. Instead of feeling helpless, you feel empowered. And that empowerment fuels your actions, driving you to take steps that align with your values and your vision for the world. Personal responsibility begins with self-reflection. Take a moment to think about the changes you want to see in the world. Do you want to see more kindness, more fairness, more opportunities for all? Now ask yourself, are you embodying these qualities in your own life? Are you being kind, fair, and generous with others? Are you creating opportunities for those around you? Self-reflection is not about beating yourself up for your shortcomings. It's about being honest with yourself and identifying areas where you can improve. It's about recognizing that you are a work in progress and that you have the power to grow and evolve. The more you cultivate the qualities you wish to see in the world, the more you contribute to making those qualities a reality. Being the change means taking ownership of your actions. It means realizing that your choices matter and that every decision you make contributes to the world you're creating. This applies to everything, from how you treat others, to how you spend your money, to how you use your time. When you take ownership of your actions, you become more mindful and intentional in everything you do. You start to ask yourself, is this action aligned with the change I want to see in the world? If the answer is no, then you have the power to change course. You have the power to choose a different path, one that is in harmony with your values and your vision. The next step in being the change you wish to see in the world is to take consistent action. Change doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen with one grand gesture. It happens through the accumulation of small, consistent actions over time. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to creating the world you envision. Consistency is key to making a lasting impact. It's not enough to take action once and then forget about it. You need to make a habit of living out your values every single day. This requires discipline, commitment, and a willingness to keep going even when it's challenging. Think about the people who have made a real difference in the world. They didn't just act once and then stop. They committed to their cause and they showed up day after day, year after year. They understood that change is a marathon, not a sprint. They knew that their efforts would pay off in the long run, even if the results weren't immediately visible. One of the biggest barriers to taking action is the belief that your efforts won't make a difference. You might think, what can I do? I'm just one person. But the truth is, big changes often start with small actions. It's the ripple effect. When you take a small step, it inspires others to take action as well. And before you know it, those small actions have created a wave of change. So start small but dream big. Identify one thing you can do today to contribute to the change you want to see. It could be as simple as picking up litter in your neighborhood, supporting a local charity, or speaking out against injustice. The important thing is to take that first step and then keep moving forward. To be consistent in your efforts, it helps to have a plan. This doesn't need to be a complicated or rigid plan, but it should outline the actions you want to take and how you will incorporate them into your daily life. For example, if you want to promote environmental sustainability, you might plan to reduce your plastic use, support eco-friendly businesses, and educate others about the importance of protecting the planet. Your plan should also include ways to stay motivated and accountable. This could involve setting goals, tracking your progress, and celebrating your successes along the way. The more intentional you are about your actions, the more likely you are to stick with them and make a lasting impact. Being the change you wish to see in the world isn't just about what you do, it's also about how you inspire and influence others to join you on the journey. One of the most powerful ways to create change is to lead by example and to encourage others to take action as well. When you live out your values and take consistent action, you become a role model for others. People are inspired by those who walk the talk, those who don't just preach about change, but actually live it. Your actions speak louder than words, and when others see you making a difference, they're more likely to be motivated to do the same. Leading by example also creates credibility and trust. When people see that you're committed to your cause, they're more likely to believe in it too. They're more likely to listen to what you have to say and to follow your lead. This is how movements are born, when one person's actions inspire others to take action as well. Influence is a powerful tool for creating change. Whether you realize it or not, you have the ability to influence the people around you, your family, your friends, your co-workers, and even your community. How you use that influence can make a significant difference in the world. To maximize your influence, start by sharing your story. Talk about why the change you're pursuing is important to you, and share the actions you're taking to make it happen. Be open and honest about your journey, including the challenges and setbacks you've faced. When you share your story, you make it real and relatable, and you show others that change is possible. You can also use your influence to amplify the voices of others who are working toward the same goals. Support their efforts, share their messages, and collaborate with them to create a larger impact. The more you work together with others who share your vision, the more powerful your influence becomes. True change happens when we empower others to take action alongside us. This means not only inspiring people with your example, but also giving them the tools, resources, and support they need to make a difference. It means encouraging others to take ownership of the change they want to see and to become leaders in their own right. One way to empower others is through education and awareness. Share your knowledge, skills, and experiences with those who want to learn. Offer guidance, mentorship, or simply a listening ear to those who are just starting out on their journey. The more you lift others up, the more you multiply the impact of your efforts. The path to being the change you wish to see in the world is not an easy one. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges along the way. But it's in overcoming these difficulties that you truly prove your commitment to making a difference. When you start taking action to create change, you will inevitably face resistance. This resistance might come from external sources, people who disagree with you, systems that are slow to change, or societal norms that push back against your efforts. But it can also come from within, self-doubt, fear of failure, or the temptation to give up when the going gets tough. It's important to recognize that resistance is a natural part of the change process. It's a sign that you're pushing boundaries, challenging the status quo, and making people uncomfortable. And that's a good thing, because true change doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you push through the discomfort, when you face resistance head-on, and when you refuse to back down. To overcome obstacles, you need to develop resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep going despite the challenges. Resilience is built through experience, through facing difficulties and learning from them. It's about staying focused on your goals, even when things don't go as planned. One way to build resilience is to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as stepping stones on your journey to making a difference. Each challenge you overcome makes you stronger, more determined, and more capable of achieving your goals. In moments of adversity, it's crucial to stay connected to your why, the reason you're pursuing change in the first place. Your why is your source of motivation. the driving force behind your actions. When you're clear about why you're doing what you're doing, it becomes easier to stay committed, even when things get tough. Take time to reflect on your why regularly. Write it down, revisit it often, and let it guide your decisions and actions. When you're connected to your purpose, you'll find the strength to keep going, no matter what obstacles come your way. The world needs change, and that change starts with you. It starts with your decision to take personal responsibility, to take consistent action, to inspire and influence others, and to persist in the face of adversity. It starts with your commitment to living out the values and principles you believe in and day out. Be the change that you wish to see in the world is more than just a quote. It's a call to action. It's a challenge to each and every one of us to step up and make a difference. It's a reminder that we have the power to create the world we want to live in, but only if we're willing to do the work. So I ask you, what change do you wish to see in the world? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it? The time for action is now. Don't wait for someone else to make the first move. Be the change. The world is waiting for you.